He remembers the last slide on the water, how it made everything look soft and kind, as if time could pause and give them all one more day. He remembers the way laughter drifted down the beach at dusk, how the sand kept the shape of their feet, like a promise no one said out loud, but promises bend when real life pushes back. Now the tide is higher, the air a little colder, and the things they never said are louder than the waves ever were. Conrad carries those sounds with him like small stones in a pocket. Each step he takes makes them knock together. He tells himself he is fine, he is steady, he is better when he moves. Still, he keeps turning to the empty space beside him, as if someone is about to fall in step and ask if he is okay. He thinks of the note he never sent, the call he almost made, the words that sat on his tongue until they tasted like metal. He thinks of her name and tries not to. Summer taught him how to wait, to want, to pretend he did not. The lesson was clear. Love can feel simple in the sun and heavy in the dark. He learned both. Now the beach is a memory, the house is quiet, and the road ahead is long and straight. The world keeps moving even when your heart wants to stand still, so he moves with it. He stacks small goals like bricks, pack, lock the door, look ahead, do not look back. But even simple tasks leave room for ghosts. A folded shirt is a night. On the porch, a zip bag is a kiss he almost asked for and did not. He thinks of a brother's voice, trying to be light, trying not to ask the one question neither of them wants to hear. He thinks of a girl's laugh, how it rose and fell, like a song he cannot forget. He thinks of the way the sky turned the water pink and gold the day everything changed, and how it felt like a warning he missed. There is a point when staying becomes a choice you cannot afford. When home turns into a map of every mistake, almost every what if that keeps you awake, he reaches that point and keeps going. He tells himself distance is not an end, only a shape that feelings take when they need room to breathe. He repeats it until it sounds true. He imagines a place where no one knows the story he is trying to rewrite. A place where mornings smell like fresh bread and rain on old stone, where the streets bend and surprise you, where a new sky might make space for a new heart. He does not say the city's name yet. He lets it sit on his tongue like a deer. He pictures dawn on narrow streets, a soft light that does not judge the past or ask for answers he does not have. He pictures himself looking up, taking in something bright and clean, something that says start here. He knows running is not healing, but it can be a start, and right now a start is enough. The last thing he does before he leaves is the thing he told himself not to do. He opens that old message thread and scrolls, slow, like walking through a house he may never see again. The words are so simple and so full. You there? Miss you. Call me when you can. He types nothing. He closes the phone and breathes. Outside, the world is bigger than his chest feels. Inside, his chest is bigger than the world allows. He steps forward anyway. It is not courage. It is habit. It is not peace. It is motion. The airport lights hum. The gate number glows like a sign from someone he does not believe in. He sits, and for a moment the weight shifts. Maybe this is what hope feels like when it stops shouting and starts to whisper. It says keep going. It says the heart can learn a new place. It says the story does not end where the road bends. He closes his eyes and lets the engine's low roar carry the thoughts he cannot hold. If he dreams, he will not remember the pictures, only the feeling of a door opening somewhere he has not been yet, when the wheels lift and the shore falls away. He does not look down to see what he is leaving. He looks forward, where the clouds thin and the sun draws a line he means to cross. He does not say her name. He does not need to. Some names are inside every mile. Some summers follow you. And some stories, the ones you are afraid to tell, choose a city that was made for second chances. He presses his forehead to the window and lets the glass cool his skin. The word he did not speak sits warm and steady behind his teeth. The city finally says its own name for him. Clear and bright, like a bell at morning, Paris died. He does not expect Paris to feel this alive, the moment he steps onto the cobblestones. It's as if the streets themselves breathe. The air smells like roasted coffee drifting out of small cafes, and rain has left the stones shining, as if the city was dressed for him alone. Conrad had pictured it quieter, lonelier even, but Paris refuses to let anyone hide. There are people everywhere, lovers whispering on bridges, children chasing pigeons near fountains, artists sketching faces that will belong to strangers forever. Each sound is new, each corner a story already in motion. He walks through it all with the stillness of someone who carries too much, the kind of weight that makes every smile from a passerby feel undeserved. The city tempts him to forget, but forgetting is not the same as healing. When he looks at the Eiffel Tower rising into the dusk, he remembers the boardwalk lights at Cousin's Beach, how Belly once stood beside him and called the moment perfect. He wanted to believe her then, but he only half did. Now, the tower glitters above him like it knows all his doubts, and he cannot help but wonder if perfect moments are only real when someone else says they are. He shakes the thought, but it lingers, tugging at him like a loose thread. He spends hours wandering without direction. Each street bends into another, lined with windows glowing gold in the evening. In one, he sees a girl arranging books in a shop. For a second, the tilt of her head is too familiar. He blinks, and the illusion breaks. It's not Belly, of course it isn't, but his chest reacts before his mind catches up. That's the problem with carrying someone inside you. Find them everywhere, even where they've never been. The Seine is his anchor. He finds himself drawn to its edges at night. The water reflects the lamps, making the river look like it's been strung with stars just for him. He leans against the cold stone railing, listening to the hush of water and the murmur of conversations he can't quite translate. The distance should be a relief. No one here knows his history, the arguments, the silences, the way he let the summer unravel when he should have fought harder. And yet, distance also sharpens everything. The miles make Belly's absence louder, not quieter. It's as if she has followed him, not in body, but in every thought he cannot shake. On his third night, he finds a letter in his bag. He had tucked it between folded clothes without realizing. The envelope is worn at the edges, addressed in his own handwriting, but never sent. He wrote it weeks ago, a letter to her. His eyes move over the words, and it's like reading someone else's confession. I don't know how to be near you without breaking. I don't know how to stay away without falling apart. He closes it quickly, slipping it back, afraid the words will undo the fragile balance he has built here. But the letter's presence burns. He feels its weight every time he moves. Paris teaches him something small but powerful. Life does not pause for anyone's heartbreak. The city keeps moving. Buses rattle by. Bells chime from unseen towers. Laughter spills from wine-soaked dinners that last until dawn. Conrad realizes he can either remain an outsider to all this or let some of it touch him. He tries. He lets a cafe owner correct his broken French with a smile. He sits on the steps of Montmartre and listens to a street musician play a violin that sounds like longing made into song. He sketches a bridge in the margin of a notebook, surprised at his own hand remembering how to draw. These tiny acts feel like stitches, clumsy, uneven, but stitches all the same. Still, Paris cannot erase the truth. Love has not left him. It waits in every quiet moment, pressing against him like a tide. He wonders if Belly will think of him when the season ends, if she will imagine him in this city of light and wonder what he's searching for. He wonders if Jeremiah, with all his easy warmth, is still trying to be her anchor back home. The thought hurts in ways Conrad cannot admit even to himself. One evening, as the sun drops behind the rooftops, he feels something shift. The sky is painted in shades of rose and violet, so different from the endless blues of Cousin's Beach. He whispers to himself, barely audible, maybe it's not about running away. Maybe it's about running toward. The words surprise him, but they Feel honest. Paris is not an escape, it is a mirror. It shows him what he's been carrying and dares him to face it. And as night folds over the city, Conrad understands one thing with sharp clarity. No matter how far he goes, the summer he left behind still writes every beat of his heart. Paris may offer him new beginnings, but the story he's afraid to finish waits for him, as certain as the rivers flow. He cannot escape it. The question now is whether he will ever choose to return or if someone will come to find him here, in the city that refuses to let him hide. Rain comes fast in Paris, like a mood that changes without warning. 1 minute the sky is soft and kind, the next it opens and washes the streets clean. Conrad stands under a striped awning and watches umbrellas bloom like dark flowers. He could wait it out. He could go back to the small room he is renting, close the curtains, and pretend the world is far away. But the rain feels honest, and he is so tired of hiding from honest things, he steps out and lets it find him. The water soaks his hair, his jacket, his shoulders, and for a second he feels lighter, as if the sky has decided to carry some of his weight. He laughs, surprised at the sound, then stops, half ashamed of how good it feels to be simple again. To be a boy in a storm with no plan but to keep walking. He passes a tiny bakery warm with steam and sugar, and the smell takes him back to a morning on the deck at Cousins, where Belly stole the last blueberry muffin and grinned like she had won a prize. It was a small thing, but small things were the map of their summer. He knows he should not be making maps right now. Maps lead you home. He wipes rain from his face and keeps going. The streets are slick and bright. A bus throws up a wave as it turns the corner, and he steps back too late. Laughter from strangers brushing his shoulder. He does not mind. The world is alive. He wants to be. To dot at the river he stops. The bridges look like arms reaching out and meeting over the water. Notes climb from a guitar somewhere slow and low, the kind of song that makes you think of promises you could not keep. He pulls the old letter from his pocket without meaning to. The paper is soft at the folds now. He reads it again. It is not a poem or a grand speech. It is a plain truth that still scares him. I love you and I don't know how to be the right kind of brave. He folds it up before the rain can drink the ink and put his secret on the stones. He tells himself the letter is only for him. He tells himself a lot of things. His phone buzzes in his hand. A message from Jeremiah lights the screen. You good? No pressure, just checking. He stares at it for a long beat. He thinks of his brother's open face, the ease in his voice, the way he has always been sunlight in rooms that needed it. Conrad types and erases, types and erases. He wants to say, I am trying to be better. He wants to say, I am failing in new places now. He settles on, I'm okay. You? The answer comes fast. I'm here. She's okay too. The last line sits heavy. She's okay. He should be glad. He is. He isn't. He pockets the phone and stares at the water until the waves blur. That night he climbs the long steps in Montmartre, not counting, just breathing. A singer at the top has a voice that cracks a little on the high notes, which makes the song feel more true. People clap and sway. Conrad stands in the back and lets the sound fold over him. When the song ends, the singer smiles at him like they share a secret. Maybe they do. Maybe the secret is that pain and beauty often walk together, and you can't send one away without losing the other. He buys a paper cup of hot chocolate from a cart and holds it in both hands just to feel something warm. The cup leaves a ring on the first page of a new notebook when he sits to write. He draws a line and writes one word at the top, stay. He stares at it, then writes another, go. He looks at the two words side by side and understands that he has been living in the space between them for too long. Days begin to stack in a different way. He lets a routine find him, morning coffee at a cafe where the owner teaches him a new word each day and corrects him with gentle laughter. A walk along the same block where a little dog barks like it has important news and wants him to hear it. An hour in a bookshop with a sleepy cat on the counter and a clerk who recommends a thin novel about a boy who grows up the hard way. He reads 3 pages and stops, not because it hurts, but because it feels like a mirror and he needs breaks from mirrors. He starts to write more at night, not letters, not to anyone. Just lines that say what the day felt like. The world is wide, the rain is soft. I saw a couple hold hands and it did not break me. He does not know what these lines are for, but he keeps them anyway. Maybe they are proof. One afternoon, he finds a small park hidden behind a church. Ivy climbs the wall. A stone bench waits in the shade. He sits and closes his eyes. The city quiets here, like a secret kept safe. He thinks of Belly's face, not the bright summer look everyone knows, but the thoughtful one she wore when she was trying to choose the truest word. He wonders what word she would pick for him now. He hopes it is not coward. He hopes it is. Not almost. He hears a laugh on the path and opens his eyes, heart pulling hard before he can stop it. It is not her. Of course it is not her. The ache comes anyway, then softens. He is learning to let the ache pass through without letting it take the whole room. When the sun slips low, he walks to a bridge that has become his place. He leans on the rail and watches boats drift like slow thoughts. The city lights come on, one by one, as if the evening is being stitched together by hand. He takes out his phone again, not to text, but to scroll through old photos he told himself he had deleted. They are still there, the beach, the porch. The silly faces, the shot, where she's blurry because she was laughing and moving and he failed to catch her in time. He does not cry. He does not smile. He breathes. Then, without thinking too much, he opens a new message and types, "If you ever wanted to see Paris, I think you'd like it at night." His thumb hovers over send. He looks up. A breeze lifts the hair from his forehead. Somewhere behind him, bell rings the hour. He hits save as draft and puts the phone away. He thinks of what the city has shown him in quiet ways. That longing can live beside joy, that good days do not erase hard ones, but they can stand next to them and hold their ground. That running is not always fear. Sometimes it is space. He is not fixed, he knows that, but he is also not the same boy who landed here with a bag of clothes and a heavy heart. He is a person who walked into the rain on purpose. He is a person who can hear a song and stay until the last note. He is a person who is learning to tell the truth on a blank page, even if no one reads it. And when he finally turns to leave the bridge, he feels it the smallest pull, like a thread tugging from far away. It does not hurt. It does not scare him. It points. It says, not yet, but soon. It says, get ready. The city is quieter tonight. As if it knows something is about to change, Conrad walks along the river, the notebook tucked under his arm, the sound of his own footsteps steady against the stone path. He has grown used to the rhythm of Paris, the bells at the hour, the hum of late-night cafes, the way the lights spill across the Seine like they've been painted there. But tonight feels different. The air is sharper, charged, the kind that makes you believe a moment is waiting for you just around the corner. He stops at the bridge he has claimed as his own. It has carried his silences, his questions, his almost confessions. He leans on the railing and opens the notebook again. The pages are filled now, lines about storms, about laughter that lingers, about love that refuses to leave even when it's gone. He adds one more line, his hand steady for once. Sometimes running away is the only way to find where you belong. He closes the book and exhales. Then he hears its footsteps on the stairs behind him. Not rushed, not lost, but certain, like they already know where they're going. He tells himself it's nothing. A stranger, just the city moving like it always does, but his body reacts before his mind can reason. His chest tightens, his breath shortens. He turns, a figure steps into the glow of the street lamp, hair brushing against the wind, eyes scanning the crowd as if searching for someone, for him. The sound of a laugh, soft and familiar, cuts through the night like a key slipping into a lock. Conrad feels everything at once. The summer's behind him, the distance he tried to create, the love he couldn't bury no matter how far he traveled. For a heartbeat, Karis holds still. The boats pause, the lights sharpen, the world narrows too. This one impossible moment, Conrad realizes the city has not been asking him to forget. It has been preparing him to see, and now here she is.